Hi everybody, it's the 24th of October 2019, here in the UK anyway, this particular time, and Console Update 5.1 is now live on the public test server on the PTS for Xbox and PlayStation. So you can update your PTS, you can dive in and you can play it. But this video, I'm going to cover the patch notes for update 5.1, basically for the PTS update and for the final update, which comes out on October the 29th, when it will come live on the normal servers. And a quick public service announcement as well is, if you want to play the update on the PTS, get in early, get in today, get in tonight, because after a couple of days, generally the PTS tends to die down and people go back to the main game, even though, you know, then they'll have to wait for the update. So what we'll do is, to start off with, we'll watch the video on update 5.1, the official kind of update, and then we'll go through the patch notes.
Welcome back, survivors, and welcome to the Badlands. Population eventually just one. PUBG is built around combatants being able to use as many conceivable strategies as possible to survive the battle royale. To that end, Season 5 of PUBG will be bringing you even more items, game modes, and updates to fight your way out. Season 5 starts off by crossing the border into Miramar. PUBG's second map is getting some new attractions for the lead-footed Murado and motorbike enthusiasts among you, to jump, loop, and perform otherwise insane vehicular stunts. We've also rebalanced spawning of major items and streamlined the play areas of the map by removing excess items that had previously prevented vehicle access to hot zones. The Season 5 Survivor Pass, Badlands, launches today with new rewards, missions, and loot for players of every level, including clothing and weapon skins of the people who once occupied this ruthless region. Speaking of those people, a new community mission brings together all of PUBG's legions of players to help reveal the story behind Miramar's incorporation as a battleground. For those looking to beef up their arsenal, the Miramar Classic Win94 is finally getting a much-demanded scope. Much like the VSS, the Win94's 2.7x scope is permanently attached, making the 45 caliber repeater a more dangerous threat at a distance. For melee maniacs out there that like to keep their kills personal, we've added a new way to take down your enemies. Whether you're out of options or just want to style on your enemy survivors, you can now throw melee weapons at your opponents. It might take a little practice to bullseye that runner, but it sure beats chasing after them. And kudos to the first flying pan kill. That newfound free throw range will come in handy in duo and squad combat as well, since you can now toss an ally some of those much needed supplies. Don't let being pinned down by gunfire stop you from tossing your bro a cold one to change the momentum of your push on the enemy. Just remember they can't catch an energy drink if they're shooting their gun. We're also introducing a new way to collect that now tossable loot via the interactive supply system. Vending machines with randomly generated health kits and energy boosts for your moment of need. For now, these are only spawning on Miramar and Camp Jackal. We've thrown a lot at you already, but there's also some quality of life updates to the UI that allow players to more clearly see their inventory and life stats. The customization tab is also a bit more streamlined when browsing and equipping your skins. You look great, by the way. Now stop camping that bathroom mirror and get moving. You can check out the rest of the patch notes on PUBG.com to be ready to kick up some dust on the Badlands. Your fight, your story, your battlegrounds.
Fantastic. So, as you can see, it's kind of the headliners from update 5.1 on the Xbox and the PlayStation are an update to the Miramar map, hopefully to make it a little bit more playable. Throwables, we've got the new Season 5 Survivor Pass as well. So without further ado, let us read through the patch notes. And then first off, just talk about the PTS schedule, which is from today until October the 29th, although the PTS will be dead by then. And on October 29th, that is when Season 5, update 5.1 goes live on the public servers. We may well see some little changes by then as well. If you can't find the PTS, on Xbox, you just go to the store and search for it. And if you own PUBG, you can download it. If you've got it on PS4, it'll be in your library. Just look in your purchase items and you'll see it, and you can download it and play it. So patch notes, we won't watch that. So we're going to get a gold Murado. One gold Murado is going to spawn, and that's going to be in Where is it going to be? It is going to be in Hacienda del Patron, as you'd expect. There's a racetrack they've added in Miramar. A racetrack has been added, which is the venue for A la Muerte Vamos in Miramar. You can now find newly added objects like ramps, loops, jumps, and signboards across Miramar. And they've spring cleaned Miramar. They removed some small objects and trash in and around buildings to reduce clutter and make movement easier. They've improved the Miramar spawn balance of items. The spawn rates of weapons and scopes effective at long range have been increased to better suit the long range engagements commonly had across Miramar. 12% increase on ARs, 29% on DMRs, excellent. Sniper rifles, 42%. The Win 94, which now has the built-in scope, 30% increase and more scopes. Less pistols and slightly more helmets, bags and vests. As we saw in the video, we've now got the vending machine that will give you energy drinks. And it says, be careful when you use the vending machine as cover. The vending machine is protected by cutting-edge anti-theft technology, and any attempt to damage the machine may expose your location to the enemy. So I guess it's going to have some sort of alarm on it. We're going to be able to play around with the new Survivor Pass Badlands, and a few people I have seen on the Twitters who work with PUBG have said that the skins this time are very, very good. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see what they're like. And we've got the community mission system. So when you find these cardboard boxes around the map, that will then all go together to give us some of the history behind Miramar and why it became part of it became a battleground as well. Season missions. There are 2 tracks of season missions, Melee and Badlands. Melee track, combined missions consisting of 2 missions each, 4 missions in total using melee weapons, which reward 2 melee weapon skins. Badlands track, combined missions consisting of 4 missions each, 8 missions in total, which will record 2 Miramar related skins. Progress missions. Well, what we'll do, when we actually get to have a look at the season pass, at the Survivor Pass in detail, I'll do a separate video on that, because when I talk about things, it doesn't really make sense. Survivor Title System Season 5 arrives with changes to this SP system. Rewards for the Survivor Title System Season 4 will be granted at the beginning of Season 5. Survivor points will be soft reset with your performance in Season 4 counting towards your starting season points in Season 5. Okay, so from novice to expert, to enable players to climb titles easier, we have increased the amount of survivor points gained each match. In this survivor point bracket, players are not able to lose points just like the previous season. But if you get over 6,000 points, if a player marks lower than 30% in overall result, both considering kills and placement, the player will lose title points. Okay, so the idea is once you get to 6,000 points, which takes an awful lot, let me add, that is a lot of PUBG you've got to play to get up there. What they're saying is when you get above that, you can lose points and you can gain points depending on the position you end up in and the kills that you make. Developers note, after observing the current system, we found out that a player still can achieve a lone survivor rank just by playing lots of matches with poor results and skills. We have witnessed more and more players abusing the system to achieve lone survivor title, resulting in diluted honour and values of the lone survivor title. Therefore, from Season 5 we have introduced the system which will deduct SP points if a player fails to mark good results from the match. We hope this new system will restore the honour of players who are worthy for the title, the lone survivor. Thanks for your feedback. Well, no, you really need to go back to the ranking system you had on Xbox in the beginning on PUBG on PS4, when it was all about position and kills, not about time played at all. You know, to get into top 100, you had to hit the top 10 every single time, and you had to get a few kills as well. Now, custom matches, super exciting, super exciting. This is actually, for me, is probably the biggest headline thing. Although they're not making any changes to custom matches on Xbox, which is a shame, we are going to get them on PlayStation 4. So we can now play normal mode, war mode. I'll be doing specific videos about this on the PlayStation. Very excited about this. We can now have Discord games. So war mode and normal mode, really cool. No crossplay. That's a bit of a bummer, because if you look in the Xbox custom games now, there's not that many people playing them. But what I would probably want to do is have a regular custom game. Like every Friday night or something, we'll have a PUBG customs session. I'm not sure whether there'll be. I never really did it much on the Xbox, about spectating and all this sort of stuff. But very, very excited. It gives us an opportunity to play PUBG in a different way. Respawn way is the best way. The fact that if you haven't played it on the Xbox, if you play War Mode, you constantly respawn and you're constantly falling in onto the map into a small area in a parachute with. You can have. I think it's called the overkill mode, where you have crate weapons, or you can play normal, where you end up with Uzis and stuff like that and end up shooting each other. But it really helps you develop your gunfighting skills in a way that you couldn't do in the full game, because you don't get into enough fights. Now, it runs pretty rough on the Xbox. Let's see how it runs on the PlayStation 4. Very excited. Very, very excited to try that out. And then there's just the Win 94 with its new 2.7 times scope. Makes it worth using, I guess. It depends if it's a one-shot kill to the head. If somebody's wearing a level 2 or a level 1 helmet. If it's not, then you're probably better off going for a proper sniper. Because it doesn't really fire fast enough, does it? Like an SKS or a Mini 14 or the SLR. You can now throw things to teammates. So if someone needs some ammo, throw them. They need an energy drink, throw them. Need a first aid, throw them. Sounds really cool. I don't play that many squad matches. Maybe I should start. So that's very, very exciting. And we can now throw melee weapons, and you can stack melee weapons as well. So you can throw machetes at people as you're chasing them down in the early game, or pans at people. I'd imagine that's when it's probably going to happen the most, isn't it? It's the early game when you're going to be running around boot camp on Sandhawk with loads of other people, and everybody's going to be lobbing stuff at each other. I wonder what will happen once it hits someone, whether it just lands on the ground and you can pick it up, or they could then pick it up if you don't kill them, and they could throw it back at you. That could be quite funny, couldn't it? Erangel specific changes. Red zones are no longer spawned after phase 3. Vehicle spawn rates slightly been increased. The radio message has returned with improvements. The improved radio message will have 2 control options which can be used for your convenience or to fit the battle style of each player. I'll have to give this a go before I really comment on it. I disabled radio message in my PUBG on Xbox and PlayStation because I just couldn't get onto it. Because for me, the beauty of the ping system was that it was fast and you would just ping, right, there's somebody there, there's something there, ping it. And having to slide around and say, actually, no, this is an enemy or this is some loot, it took far too long. Improve the UI. User interface. Categories have been unified by part, and a filtering feature which has been added, allowing for a detailed check on each part, whatever that means. Excuse me. Improved lobby UI. Reduce the amount of time to hold keys to start cancel matchmaking. And the store. PUBG Badlands Pack, PUBG Supply Pack Season 5. Purchased DLCs will now be sent to customise. G-Coins will be sent to customise. Blah de blah de blah. In celebration of the PUBG Global Championship to be held this November, we've added various themed elements to the game. There'll be a special change to the in-game lobby during the PGC 2019 season. Don't miss it. For detailed information about PUBG Global Championship 29, please visit the official PUBG Esports website. Sound. Driving sound volume has been reduced for some vehicles. The audible sound range, frequency, and volume of wave sounds has been reduced. Cities in Erangel have been optimised to improve some hitching and freezing issues. Physics engine of vehicles have been optimised to improve client and server performance and various bugs. So there we have it. There are the patch notes. There's the update notes for console update 5.1. As I say, it's live on the test server now. It's coming to Xbox and PlayStation 4 on the 29th. Yeah, very exciting. PUBG goes from strength to strength. I will see you on the battlegrounds.